Well, hello there. What's up, everybody? It's Sunday. Sunday Vampire Day. So, before we get started, I mean, obviously Trashy's running a little late, as he normally does on a Sunday because of work. So, he'll get here when he gets here. But before we get started, I do have a couple of announcements to make. Firstly and foremost, the most obvious announcement, as you can see, we are missing a few cam boxes here. So we've had a few players have to pull out of the campaign due to IRL stuff, which is unfortunate, but these things do happen. We will be continuing without them. The characters will still be, you'll still hear their characters in the story. So Echo's still the prince, he's still there. Aaron's still off somewhere doing his biker stuff, and Isaac will still feature tonight, as he is still part of the story. But those characters will have a more minimum role moving forward. That's if we survive tonight, because I think as we left off last week, we were in a bit of shit. So you never know what's going to happen. So make sure you guys are hanging out. Check out all the fellow streamers and stuff in the channel, guys. You know who we all are at this point. And so part of short of that, this Wednesday, the Dark Star session will not be going ahead either. Cam has got an acting thing on, so Mr. Russian Chicken Out Guest DM has an acting doofer on, so he can't make it this week. So we're going to postpone this week's Dark Star session. But I will be still streaming on Wednesday night. I'll be carrying on with the map stuff, so we'll be carrying on with Castle Ravenloft this week. So it'll be maps Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week. Unless, of course, Thursday we might have a D&D thing on, so I might cancel. Just keep an eye on the Gilded for that one as well. So that's dependent on times and other things. So apart from that, we're all pretty good. I think that's it. More maps. Lost Mines of Evldoa will be following up after Dark Star, so that will be happening in the next few weeks, so keep an eye out for that as well. Lost Mines players, when we get a little closer, we'll drag you guys into a voice chat and we'll have a bit of a chat, re-go over the Foundry and make sure we're all ready to go, finalise character sheets and all that good stuff. But apart from that, we're all good to go. So we will turn over to our storyteller and get a recap from last session, and we'll get into tonight's session. Because Trash is running a little late, obviously we're going to be starting elsewhere, so it'll give Trash time to arrive and get himself organised. Alrighty, Mr. Storyteller, up to you.
Alrighty, so hey yo everybody, last session on Blood and Belief. The coterie were together in Elysium at the Gangster's Paradise Speakeasy. They were told about the Scourge by Nathan, as Aaron quietly slipped away in the background. Prince Echo announced the blood hunt on this Scourge, Xander Pierce. She had Nathan get a message out to all who needed to know, basically letting the Anarchs, the Thin Bloods, and all the Camarilla really in on the idea of the blood hunt being active for everyone, not just the Camarilla alone. Jax and Isaac and Pip all went on a trip to the laundromat, not to wash clothes, but to investigate the happenings of the night before. They managed to get Pip invisibly to procure some human blood, and they also received a flash drive of camera footage that wasn't accessible by our friend Zane. Zane is moved into Echo's office to do some tracking of his own, and he manages to follow the Scourge's movements, the current movements. He gets messages through to Pip to give the field team a heads up that the Scourge is at a market park in Kensington. But Zane's beast has him so focused on tracking the enemy, he leaves his own movements a little open. And it seems someone was tracing him over the web, so Zane quickly destroys his laptop with kindred fury. The field team then catch up with Xander as he is controlling the mind of a local youth, making the boy shoot himself in the head. With some quick thinking, a chase is on. Isaac utilising himself as an open source of bait. You all manage to turn the Scourge's focused, with Jax chasing hard, Isaac persuading Xander down, and Pip going invisible and unsure of what we are to do next. The team have the Scourge surrounded. Lastly, we flick back to Echo, who was looking through some of Marco's paperwork, where she came across an envelope with a note to someone's mother inside. The note simply read, "Mother, I have him. We will finally be able to put this to rest." We will begin now, back where just about where we left off, on a still Monday night. It's actually the cusp of Tuesday, the witching hour to be precise. A good time for a battle. The Scourge is only a matter of meters away from Isaac. Up on the rooftop of a building barely 10 meters behind is Jax, who had followed the Scourge up there. And somewhere unseen in this open garden market area is Pip. Looking around, there are minimal in the way of civilians. There has been the odd one in the distance here and there, but generally it's fairly late at night and civilians are few and far between. However, you all know there are cameras around the area. It's not only a market, but a small shopping area with a series of park benches and trees. And when you pre-scoped this area, you knew that it was able to be looked upon. Also, Zane had given you messages that he could see what was going on until he threw his computer aside. So tell me at this point, Jax, your position on the rooftop. You've seen Isaac, and you've heard his comments. The Scourge is right up on him. What are you doing at this point?
Roughly what sort of distance?
You're unmuted, my friend.
My God, I was muted. Roughly what sort of distance between me and them?
Give or take 10 meters. So you're up. You're
so
up higher,
high as well. So
yeah, you're on the first, like it's a single-story building on the roof.
Probably 12, 15 at most. Okay, I'm going to hold at this point, knowing that Isaac has said that he is pretty much able to take care of himself somewhat, and knowing he's done weird stuff with his blood. I'm just going to wait to see what happens with the Scourge, but I am going to draw one of my pistols and take careful aim as well in preparation.
Okay. Which pistol are you drawing?
The right pistol. I got two the same. They're both 45 caliber. Yeah.
And they, I believe, both have flaming rounds.
They're both loaded with incendiary 45 caliber rounds, 12 rounds per magazine.
Cool bananas.
And drawing my dominant hand one, so the right hand.
Cool. Pip, in this moment, you would be, how far do you think from Isaac as you were following the two in? Because you walked as they were sort of running-ish.
Yeah, I'd probably still be a fair way behind, sort of just dawdling in the general direction, trying to work out what, if any, use he would be if they actually catch up to this thing. Cool.
And Zane, welcome aboard. Getting his cup of tea. So Zane, we've just seen the field team for a split second there. I'm going to jump back to you because my initial plan was to start with you and you just arrived happily. So smiles on. Zane, Echo was looking through Marco's paperwork. She mentioned something as she opened a letter and read it out. And she reads about a letter to someone's mother. She reads about, it's simple. It just says, "Mother, I have him. We will finally be able to put this to rest." At that point, she stands up and brings some paperwork over to you. She hands you the letter to look at. And amongst the paperwork in her hand, it looks to be a deed for a house. information with Jeremy's name on it, actually. Notable that he owns a house in West Melbourne, in Kent Street, near what would be considered the old slums. It has address, it has drawings, it has boundaries. It looks to be Marco was looking into Jeremy as well. She hands you this bit of paperwork as Nathan walks in the door and he says, Miss Echo, there is a matter that the council has summoned you for. Could I offer you a ride? Maybe one of the gentlemen I have with me. And she looks to you, Zane, and she says, search up this and keep an eye on our field team.
Okay. Where you going again? What?
Nathan says, she's going to meet the council, you know, the people who run the show here. I don't know why you keep him on, my prince.
And with that, Zane turns to whoever it was and goes...
Nathan looks to the broken laptop on the ground and he says, I don't believe you could do much work without that.
And goes to my bag and brings out another one.
Very well. I can get you a couple of extra screens and hard drives from downstairs if you wish.
More the merrier.
And as he leads Echo out, he motions to some of his people to bring you some gear. Within a few moments, they're bringing you some extra monitors and some of their... I'm not going to name brands here. I just about did. Some of their hard drives, general off-the-market stuff, nothing too fancy. Okay, Zane, before we head back to the field team, it's easy enough for you to set up. What is your initial plans? Are you going to try and log back in to see the guys in the field, or are you going to do something else?
I'll multitask.
Multitask. What's your plan?
I'll log back in, see the rest of the guys in the field, hopefully, and with more security measures in place so I don't get nasty things happening again.
Very good. Easy enough done. Just give me you're using other computers, not of your own, as well as your own. So let's go your usual, man. Intelligence, technology. I know it's going to be good. Just need 3 successes. Actually, just need 2 successes for you. Right roll.
That doesn't sound good.
1 success. You have willpower because it's fresh. It's a fresh night. You have willpower to burn. If you burn a willpower point, you can roll 3 dice again. Not the hunger dice, though. The hunger must stay the same.
I think I'll do that. Oh, nice. So that was a crit on the 3 and so yeah.
Okay, sweet. Thankfully, after plugging a few bits and pieces in, you hit a few buttons, tap a few keys, and then the screens start flickering back and forth, and you're like, okay, something's incompatible here. And you do a bit of mucking around. It takes you a couple of moments in time. This time would have been probably the field team getting into position as they were. You've lost a few seconds, but you get the cameras up in the area. You've got 3 decent shots of them. You can't see Jax at this point, but you can see Isaac and the Scourge sort of 8-ish meters, 10-ish meters away from each other. No sign of Pip either on camera, but you have them in view.
And also looking up that information about the house and all that.
All right, so you'll be scanning that in the background. No
Yep.
need to roll anymore because we're going to jump back to the field team. Xander, the Scourge, from your view, Pip, and from your view, Jax. Jax, you're looking at his back basically as he turned away from you to face Isaac. The Scourge does not engage in conversation more than what he already heard. He pretty much insta-leaps. And you can tell, Jax, that he has abilities similar to your own. He is 1 leap on top of Isaac, straight into him. I'm going to make a roll. Here, you see he's biting at Isaac's neck. This is a big pull, by the way.
Sounds like it.
Okay, so I am going to I have to roll for Isaac here too. So, because Isaac now, remember if rightly, Isaac had Scorpion's touch activated, so that affect his weapons and his blood. So I also need to roll for that because give me a few seconds, team. I have done a couple of pre-rolls here for Isaac, so I've just got to roll for Xander. Okay, so here's how this plays out. So the Scourge jumps at Isaac, bites into his shoulder, just lower than the neck itself, and it's an instantaneous reaction as he shunts off. He sort of pushes off with his feet and hands, pushing Isaac down, or not down on the ground, but back enough so Isaac's off step. You can see his lips, as Pip, you probably have a better view of this than Jax. His lips, the blood, the vitae that he's got from Isaac is burning, and he takes damage. And I won't tell you how much or not because you would not know. However, with this, Xander rolled pretty good on his attack. So Isaac too, you can see, has a big chunk taken out of his shoulder. And even though his vitae seemed quite corrosive at the time, the Scourge has done a fair whack of damage on Isaac. That is it for the Scourge this round.
Yeah, so seeing that happen, the moment I see Xander react, and obviously knowing that he's done what we kind of almost set out to do, I would open fire. Probably, excellent. I would say 2 to 3 rounds into the sense like center mass, like no, so I don't miss. So it's going straight into the center of his back.
Yes, these incendiary rounds too. So chances of missing are fairly minimal. However, Isaac and him, as the way they were placed, he's right in front of him. He's only pushed off a foot.
Yeah, I mean,
to him, dropped off. So
center mass, the chances of them going through are probably not high because they will break and burst into the incendiary, releasing the incendiary. So I don't think we're going to see sort of damage going through. Might get a little bit of splash damage from the round, potentially, especially if I miss.
However, it's all dependent on your accuracy of aim. Now, you are close by, and you should be pretty good. This is one of your fortes. So you'll be looking at dexterity and firearms, unless you can think of anything you'd like to do.
No, dexterity firearms is exactly how I'd be running this, and because I have rapid reflexes still active,
as does
would
Xander.
give me a celerity as well.
Okay.
This is a big dice pool.
So this is a succession of shots, I assume.
3 shots.
Excellent.
Semi-automatic pistols.
Which is what I would give you in that sort of amount of time. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is high. 7, 8, 9 successes.
9 successes. What's the blood dice doing?
Blood just dice is a success. Yep, normal success.
Okay.
No messy crit on that one.
So you see all this happen, Pip. Xander leaps onto Isaac, rips a chunk of skin, and in that instantaneous moment, Jax, boom, and the incendiary round hits. I'll say the first one hits without fail. He's going to take the damage of that. Because he has rapid reflexes and he also has fortitude up.
Yep.
And he has one other thing which I've written down here. I cannot recall. Here it is. Reflex, resilience, fleetness, and toughness. He has all of them up. He is going to, after the first shot, he's going to make a save to see how he goes for the second 2 that resound afterwards. He will be using his dexterity and athletics, but he will add rapid reflexes and celerity to that. And I'll take a dice out of his dice pool for Scorpion's touch that he has got from Isaac. And he's got 1 blood die. Okay. Good. That's a lot of successes. That's 7 successes. So, his dex athletics, rapid reflexes, bam. No crit, but he managed to. You've hit him with the first shot. He's taken damage. He moves aside. The other shots don't resound into Isaac. They miss him because your aim was true. But as he moves away, Isaac gets the idea and moves out of space as well.
Okay.
Xander is now turned to you. It's your round. Pip, you've got some time to do something here as it's going on. You see all this happening in a matter of moments.
Pip sits down on the ground and takes his shoes off.
Oh, shit.
It's sort of like in that sort of neat, pedantic sort of way, like an old man might like sort his gear, like slowly untying the shoes and taking them off. And it'll take him a bit of time, but
What type of shoes does Pip wear?
Dress shoes, black dress shoes.
Unfortunately, at this point, Xander hasn't noticed you, but it is a great thing to take shoes off in the quiet, in the dark. Zane, you're seeing this through your camera view. You see the action. You don't see Pip nor Jax. You see the Scourge jump into Isaac, tear a chunk from him, and the camera's sort of not perfect, but it's good enough. It's today's technology. He drops back onto the ground about a foot away from Isaac, and then 3 resounding shots. You've got no volume on these cameras, but you can sort of see it. The bright light. It's all color. The bright light. Xander's shirt sort of takes a shunt. There's an engulfing flame. Now, those of you, and all of you who are kindred would think, hang on a minute. What about our Bane? Fire. He should be recoiling in fear. One of the things you notice the most, Zane, is he is not. And there is a reason for this. Probably everyone who's viewing this can give me the intelligence. Would be a cult, maybe. Intelligence awareness, because you're all kindred.
I'm not even going to make the roll, I don't think. I'll make it.
And you're all kindred, so add an extra die just for fun.
I probably would have seen this before in the original Elysium, him not reacting at all to the flames.
Correct, yeah, or minimal reaction, yeah.
Yeah, no. No, it's for not a bestial failure, messy crit. Got the crit on the blood die, so
how you
4 successes.
I got a messy crit too on one of my blood dice, but I got 7.
Holy shit.
And,
I'm good at that stuff.
Yeah, I got 3 black, 1 red, and 1 crit on red.
Okay, so you've all either heard of kindred with this ability, or maybe some of you even have something like this. Now, with the messies, on a check like this, not too fast. It's a simple check. You're more noticing something in the area. I would say those of you in this space with the messies, Pip and Jax, it really just more than if this was a failure, it'd be like, geez, we got to get out of here. This is more like, okay, Beast pushes forward inside, and both of you think, we're going to have to be damn careful. This guy's using what's called, it's a fortitude ability called Defy Bane, and he can surge his blood to ignore sunlight and fire for a certain amount of time.
He's just not afraid of it at all.
Yeah, he can just curb it. Well, he would be afraid of it, but he's basically holding that fear at bay. It's like pushing the beast down.
So we know that he's still going to take damage from it. He's just not going to worry about where it's coming from, more or less.
Correct. And even taking damage, it would be lessened because this Defy Bane allows him to just push it out.
Oh, yeah, fortitude makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So that's what you'll get from that.
Okay, we've got extra black dice for Pip, Zane, and Jax.
Nice. Keep that in mind for your next rolls, or whenever you wish to use it.
It's for the next roll.
Yeah, okay.
For the next roll, you make an extra black die.
So we will go. Zane, is there anything you can do from this point? No, you're happy just to watch on. All right. Xander looks straight up at you, Jax, after taking the shots. He says something, but it's just a fuzz in your mind. You will need to make a roll.
Knew this was coming.
Okay. You'll need to make a roll of intelligence resolve as I make a roll. Manipulation and dominance.
This is not a good roll for me.
I've got 9.
I've got 4.
This could be good.
Yep. No, 1 success. This is not good for
Okay.
me.
I've got 1 red dice.
And that was with the extra black die, just so you know.
Use the extra. I've got 6 successes, but 2 of them are crits, which makes it 8
Crap.
in total. Jax, you hear that mumbling, and I'm not going to tell you what happens just yet. It's
No, good.
as Xander bolts between the buildings, he is moving as fast as he can now. You are up, Jax.
So which direction is he moving? Towards me or away from me?
If you're on the building and he's down in front of Isaac, it would be sort of towards you, but between the two buildings you jumped across. Yeah, he's sort of like it's not an alley, but it's between the 2 buildings. He's moving out of sight as best he can.
I would, at that point, start to move in that direction, pull out my cell phone, hit speed dial to Zane, and then chuck it into my pocket. So if Zane's got his phone on him, he'll get the phone call.
Okay.
And it'll be on speaker as well. And then I'll start chasing.
Sweet. You, as Xander bolts, after you have heard whatever fuzz this was in your mind, you hear Isaac shout, "Don't listen to him." And what you think you're about to do doesn't happen, as all you hear is, "Shoot that guy in the hat."
Fuck.
And the submerged directive takes over, and you pull not a cell phone, but your other pistol, and you must make 3 resounding shots at Isaac.
Okay. Sorry, dude. This is gonna...
It's the same as what you did before, just the 1 roll.
Dexterity, firearms. There's a lot of dice.
And I'm also rolling for Xander because he has a good animal sense for smell, and I forgot about that. So Pip, you could be... No.
Oh shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10 successes.
10 successes. Now, he sees it coming, and he knows what's up, so he does get his
8. It's not.
8 successes.
Yeah. A crit's just 2, isn't it? Or is it 4?
No, so it counts as 4.
Okay, so there's 10.
Yeah.
My bad. I was reading that.
It is 10?
Yeah.
Okay. I've just got to quickly look up character quick sheets. Isaac. Dex and... Oh, he doesn't have much in the way of Dex athletics to get out of the way of this. He has a total of 4 dice, I believe. Dex, he's got his corrosive vitae up. Is that going to give him anything? No, blood sorcery. He has nothing he can do here. Righto, so this is what it is. I will hopefully be able to maybe reduce the damage, but this is incendiary rounds, so 1, 2. I have 3 successes. How much life does Isaac have? So he's going to take 3 shots. So he's going to take 2 aggravated damage as you see the fire. And as soon as you've let off those 3 shots, he actually gets out of the way of one, diving towards a bench in a tree, out of the way as best he can. But he's much slower moving than the likes of Xander and yourself. Pip, you see this happen. Jax, as soon as you finish the 3 shots, boom, 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 from the 2 weapons, you realize it sort of clears in your head and the haziness is gone and you realize what's happened. Zane, you just see from the camera view 3 shots firing down, and Isaac takes 2 of them, mostly to center mass.
Yeah, Jackson would be swearing loudly at this point.
And Isaac is rolling willpower, and he's going to use his extra die because I forgot about it for that last roll. Okay, he is holding at the moment. He's afraid. You can see he's afraid as fire being a bane, and I don't think he's got anything against that either. So at this point, you can see it wasn't good for him, but he's holding his composure as he does. Pip, you're up, my friend.
So Pip will walk slowly up behind Isaac. And he'll whisper in his ear, "Don't turn around, Bookman. I hope you have better plans than getting eaten and shot at we need to go. And I put my shoes down next to him, and I sort of like just tug a little bit on his clothes, and then whether he follows me or not, I'll walk in a direction where I can get some cover.
Yeah, I feel like he does. I feel like he realizes he's taken some damage here, and he allows you to use his. He's allowing you as like a crutch. Are you still invisible at this point?
Yeah, that's why I've whispered and told him not to look at me. Right.
Yeah. Cool. So he's using you as a human crutch, a kindred crutch, but he can't see you, and he's not really trying to look. He's mumbling some words to himself. And you move him a few feet out of the way as you see Xander ducking into the building side. Zane, are you still happy where you are? Is there anything you'd like to input?
Not much I can really do, really. Just watch and keep an eye on where everything is.
Awesome. Just checking Isaac's abilities. So, the Scourge. Isaac, what are you going to do, my friend? You can see, Pip, that Isaac has the cane that he has put the corrosive vitae on the blade. The Scorpion's Touch on the blade. He still has it out in his hand, and he is still ready for anything that this creature does. He is going to. He's going to keep saying the words he's saying, and it sounds to you like he could be maybe prepping some sort of blood sorcery or blood magic. But before anything else can happen, I'm going to roll some dice. Pip, you need to give me a Dex Athletics, please.
Oh yeah, get an extra dice, don't I?
And get your extra dice. Yeah.
Let me have a look. That's a total of 3 dice. Oof, 1 success and 1 brutal fail. The skull, because they're all blood dice.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
okay.
Nasty.
Oh, I might have to do so. They're all blood dice. So 1 success and 1 brutal fail. Okie dokie. If the test fails. The test fails, so that would be a bestial failure. So the bad news for you is Xander got a messy crit. So he's got a messy crit and you've got a bestial failure. He's coming for attack. Jax, you would see elongated talons, something similar you'd seen Aaron do before, and you also saw Xander do this in the past as well. Yep. And he leaps across the back of Isaac, but it's pretty obvious he's not aiming for Isaac this time. And
so he's not looking at me?
No, he is back to you as well.
Another 3 rounds.
Okay, we'll resolve that very shortly. As he comes across you, Pip, you sort of hear that like an animal as he's sniffed you out. Funniest thing is he grips the shoes that you left on the ground that he can see nearby as he sort of storms over to you, picking them up. And I'm sort of imagining he's come, as you guys are moving away, he's coming past the area you left them. And he grips the shoes up with one hand and then jabs claws into sort of the back of your shoulder area. And he whispers into your ear, I bet you taste good. And you take, so you said 4, and the bestial fail, wasn't it? 4 dice you had, bestial fail, and 1 success in total?
Yes, I had 3 dice. I had 1 success, the bestial failure, and the other one was blank.
Yeah, so you can tell me how the bestial fail affects you, but you'll also take 1... my brain is shutting down tonight. Not superficial, the other type of damage.
Aggravated.
That's the word.
So what was that?
1 aggravated damage you will take, but you I'd like you to explain to me what this bestial fail does for you. What sort of fear in your mind is going on, or what? Even maybe what's your bane as a character?
Anxiety, pretty much, is just gonna fucking crippling anxiety, I guess.
Okay,
So
crippling anxiety.
as Xander sort of latches on, he just looks up towards Isaac. He's like, "Fly, you fool!" And then he's like, and when Xander's like, "Tastes good," he's like, "No, it tastes bad. I don't taste good. I taste bad." And then he sort of folds onto the floor into like the fetal position, which is probably not a good idea, but I imagine that's what he'd do.
Sweet. So it's almost like shutting down, Pip, right? You know, yeah. Okay. So, and Xander, he sort of, as you sort of fold down to the ground and how you do, Isaac sort of stumbles with you, and Xander's claws, you can feel the pain of it in your arm, and he's like, he's actually said his piece. You can fire those shots off though, Jax.
Yep. So what Jax is going to do is going to fire these 3 shots, activate potence, and then close the gap by leaping down from the roof in this moment. So the shots will come first.
Okay, I'm going to read Jax Athletics.
That's a good one. 4, 5, 6, 11 successes.
So same deal. He's going to take the first shot. The other 2 I'm rolling Jax Athletics for. Man, I love having big dice pools. I don't think I've ever rolled this good.
That's the best I've ever rolled.
So I've got a crit there.
Oh shit.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it's messy. So 9 with a messy.
Yeah, 11 was mine. 11. And that was with 2 crits.
So your success puts damage through on 2 of those shots for him. You can see the flame, which is also right behind Pip, right behind Isaac. Isaac and Pip will need to make a willpower roll, which I'll do for Isaac, because that's a lot of fire in your area right up close. Isaac is fine. He's holding the beast at bay.
How does willpower work again?
So you don't roll blood dice, just the amount of willpower points you have, you roll as normal dice.
Yeah.
And you really just need, in this case, there's 3 shots, you just need 2 willpowers, 2 successes.
So the 0 is a 10, isn't it?
Correct. That's a save.
I got 5 successes out of 5.
Wow.
No.
That'll make up for that terrible dexterity for sure.
So your friend, or someone you don't know well, but he's been friendly enough to you, Isaac, has hurt, and you actually, even though the flame's right there, and flame is terrifying as a kindred, you're worried about keeping yourself and your friend alive here, getting out of this alive. Actually, you give me more of a description on what you think Pip would do. Sorry, I don't want to take over.
So from sort of crumbling into sort of that state of like, this is it, he sort of looks up as they burst into flame, and he gets that that surge that he sort of got when Zane blew him up. And he sort of just like, sort of just has this this surge of adrenaline. He sort of like tries to push back and sort of get Isaac to keep moving forward. Just sort of like a new resolve, I guess.
And also with Xander taking those shots too, he's pulled his claws out of you, and his focus is solely on Jax, who's and I'd say Jax with that too, you've engaged the same sort of distance you could move as Xander, very similar. Yeah. You'd be right up ready to melee combat if that's what you're after.
Pretty much.
And so Xander's he's still holding shoes in the other hand, taking his claws out of Pip, and Pip and Isaac are still stumbling away.
The intent would be to, as I jump from the roof, reholster the weapons and essentially hit him in a shoulder tackle, like to take his attention away from those guys.
I'm going to get Isaac to make a quick swing as he moves away with Pip at the back of Xander, because he hasn't really had an attack this round. He doesn't have much, unfortunately, but any little bit counts, and I'm going to go add a scorpion dice for Scorpion's touch on his blade. So that's a crit for him too, man. So just one
Stop
crit.
rolling so well, man.
It's just one crit, so it's just 4, but the rest of them are blank. But that's enough to, as Xander's turned, to get a decent hit on Xander with the corrosive Scorpion's touch on the blade. And you feel that, Pip, you'd probably even see it, you feel as he strikes with the opposite hand as you move away, but Xander is solely focused on where all this fire is coming from now, which means we move to Xander's space. Zane, if you want to do anything at all, just yell out, man. Just if you think of anything you'd like to do in this time.
Zane's phone would be ringing.
Oh, did you?
I rang him and stuck it in my pocket.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, as you come down.
What? But wasn't that during the effects of that command that you were given?
Oh yes, it was. So it didn't actually happen. So yeah, you're right. 100%
Thank
right.
you, Zane. I was about to say the same thing, but you beat me to it. But that is
Very
awesome.
well done.
That everyone
I forgot about that.
It's focused on that. I mean, I guess as you're coming down off the roof, you have a chance to do it again.
I think it'd be too much going on for me to do
much
that.
going
I
on.
mean, reholstering my pistols. I could probably do it before jumping down, I guess. No, I think I'd leave it. I think he'd be just too focused on what was happening, trying to ensure that Pip doesn't die. And obviously Isaac's hurt as well. He's going to be focusing on drawing the Scourge's attention away from them, knowing he can more than likely go toe-to-toe with this guy physically, maybe long enough for backup to arrive. He has called for backup. He doesn't know how far away they are. He's just
It's only been a matter of less than a minute during this point in time too.
It's just all about now just biding time, I think, for him. So he'd be just trying to keep this guy busy.
Cool, man. I'm just going to flip to Xander's sheet because he is up. Okay. Bear with me a second. I have multiple sheets to scroll through at this point in time. Xander's his toughness, rapid reflexes. Where is it? Defy Bane. Here we go. Okie dokie. So, as he spins to you, Jax, he left hand chucks the shoes at you. You visually see this, so you can give me a Dex Athletics or something to that effect, just to move out of the way of shoes.
Which I think rapid reflexes. I think I can avoid that without any roll.
There wouldn't be any damage anyway. It was just for fun. But yes, correct. Yeah. It's just a simple movement. He is going to make strikes at you though, and his strength and fortitude.
Because I activated lethal body as I came down as well, so I've got rapid reflexes and lethal body, which are both free.
Sweet. Xander has very, very similar abilities to you. He also has his fortitude abilities.
This is going to hurt either way.
I'm not going to tell you every ability, but yeah. So give me So you're looking to evade this at this point. So give me your choice, Dex Athletics or something similar.
Dex Brawl, because we're in a brawl.
Yep, that works for me, and I'm doing the same. And I have Fortitude up and Celerity up, so that and that. And don't forget those 100 dice.
I think we have similar dice pools on this. This is instinct. You might have a few more than me.
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm using a willpower to reroll 3.
10 with a messy critical.
10 messy crit. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I do not have a messy crit nor a crit, so I have 9 with a crit. So he's attacking you. You were making it's brawl, but more making the move away.
Best defense is
best defense is an offense.
An offense, so it'd be evade and counter. Is what I'd be looking
evade
at
and counter. Awesome. Okay, so you damage him. He's taking damage as you strike through. Whereabouts are you striking at him?
Depending on what he was coming at me, claws. Like claws
Absolutely,
out.
Elongated claws out, yeah.
So it would be capture the arm and maybe a body strike to just under the armpit into the ribs. So it'd be a decent body shot. I mean, if it was a mortal, it'd be enough to shatter the rib cage, but he's obviously supernatural. So what that'd probably be, I would imagine, probably superficial at best.
Sweet. He didn't roll way low. He was right behind you. So you're going to take a superficial damage singular. He's going to take 2 superficials from your return.
Cool.
And that's how we're going to work this depending on how big the difference is here.
No worries.
Okay. That's it for you guys for the now. Back to Pip and Isaac. Pip still moving away.
Yeah. Trying to gauge whether Isaac has some sort of plan beyond, maybe baiting Xander back and forth between us and Jax. Because Pip's got no one.
Yep. Isaac, so he's not terminally hurt, but he is definitely not looking as good as you'd expect. He did take a fair beating, even though he dished some out. That's right. I need to have a quick look at his sheet because he was saying something. Character quick sheets. Isaac. Blood magic. Yeah, he's taken some of that blood that he's activated, and as you guys are moving away, like I said, he's struck. You're sort of moving a few meters off, and he's even just flicking blood at the back of Xander at this point. And you can see it hits Xander's back, and just there's that corrosive smell and sort of smoke comes off if you were to look at it. Jax, you would see it if you were focused on that, but you're more focused on moving and weaving. Zane, through the camera, though, definitely sees, as he scrolls different camera shots, can see this corrosive sort of vitae, the scorpion's blood. It definitely hurts the other kindred. He takes another damage. But what you've noticed, Jax, is doesn't seem to be doing a hell of a lot to this guy. He is taking a beating and doesn't seem to care. If anything, it's almost as if he's enjoying it.
Just sadist. Jax has seen sadist before.
Possibly true. So, with that, Pip, you're moving further away. You don't have to roll anything for this, but there is a vehicle nearby, and you can hear vehicles in the distance getting closer. Someone is on their way. Jackson Xander, here we go again. Same dice pool.
Jax at this point is going to attack him. He's just defended against him. Jax is going to try and utilize some of the MMA training he's been recently doing and as part of his potence training, and try and get him into, essentially get around him, try and get his back, try and take him to the ground if you can. So strength and brawl is what I'm looking at here, if that's okay with you.
Yep, strength and brawl is good by me.
Three. Oh, that one. Ooh, I'm gonna burn a willpower here.
Sweet.
Another 3.
Xander's going to rouse his blood before he does anything.
Still a good roll. Not a messy this time, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11.
11 successes.
Yep. No crits though. Full stand.
Xander's rousing his blood, and you see as you start to make the hits, he is. I've got to do 3 rouse checks. Done 1, 2 passes. Not that it matters for him. 3. Okay, I failed the third one. So I failed a rouse check, so he gets hungrier. You watch his eyes just light up as you lay into him, and his own vitae's dripping out as you're breaking open some of his kindred skin, the warped, dying, dead skin.
Yeah, I'm trying to take him to the ground. So it'll be sort of scooting around one side, probably laying a punch into his ribs again, and then shooting in for a takedown.
Cool. Okay. He's going to reply here. Celerity and fortitude on top. But he has activated another power. That's why I had to roll those dice. Okay, I think you're in trouble. So
no doubt.
double crit. So that's 8, and then
16.
single,
Holy shit.
3, 4. Only a single on the blood though, so that's not a messy.
Still beats me.
17. That's 18 total successes of the 2 sets of crits.
He's almost, yeah. He beat me by 8. Yeah.
So,
7, sorry.
Yeah, that's quite a substantial difference. So as you head to go around, he's got those long claws out and he just rams them up under your rib cage and gets you deep. You take, that's a big difference, 2 aggravated damage.
Ooh.
And as he does this, you watch as his body starts to become translucent. He starts to sort of dissipate ever so slightly. And you can see almost like smoke coming off him. But that's it for that one for you two. Pip and Isaac still moving away. Anything else you want to do there, Pip? Are you here? Because you're about to get into a vehicle, man. The vehicle you guys came in, which is, I believe, Jax's car.
It is. Keys will still be in it too.
Yeah, I'd just be sort of staggering towards the vehicle, making sure Isaac was still upright, I think.
Cool. Yeah. Once again, Isaac is... I feel like he would turn back and say, turn his head and call to Xander, "I'm still here and you haven't beat me yet. I thought you were hungry." And I'm going to roll a persuasion style check for him. So persuasion and manipulation. Flipping back between character sheets. Bear with me. So
Jackson would be hurt too. Like he's looking physically hurt now. It'd be some pretty nasty open wounds on him, just for reference.
Persuasion, manipulation. Okay, that's not a bad dice pool for him. Manipulation. Oh no, it's a little worse than I thought. I was reading the wrong one. It's not horrible.
He does have an extra... Oh no, he doesn't. That was...
No, I used that.
Oh, that was Zane.
So roll for him. Oh, I'm rolling impressively tonight. So 1, 2, 3. That's a 4 total successes, and just roll for Xander, which is very little on a reply for this because he does not have a lot of that up his sleeve. He fails. So Xander's lethal claws up in your ribs. He actually turns his head. He doesn't take his focus off you completely, but it's enough to turn his head and look to Isaac and say, "I'll enjoy taking your powers. Your flesh, though, is not as nice as man flesh." And he puts his focus back to Jax. So, Jax, we're doing roundabouts.
Yep.
So, this will be his attack to you, but I feel like it's going to be the same dice pool anyway.
Yep, pretty much.
So, it's going to go either way.
Jax will rouse his blood this time in response.
Good as gold. 1, 2, 3.
Just to make success.
Success.
So what does that give if I rouse it for the incoming attack?
So you're getting an extra die on that.
Die,
Yep. Obviously, you can only rouse your blood if you've got the ability to do it, which you have celerity. So
yep, certainly do.
Well, depending on what you're rousing for, of course.
Yeah, it's rousing for celerity for reaction time. So yeah, that's good.
Man, I need to put my camera down here. You won't believe this. 100% double crits again. So crit for 4, and a bestial.
Yeah, well, I've got a good reply this time. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 14
I got double crits too, so that's weird. And I got to count these other die. I might be 1 shy, I think. So we got.
I'm going to move my camera.
8,
you guys
9, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, 14. Same. Yeah, because your background, it's not gonna show it.
Shit.
I got
Get
the same.
gist.
I got the same 14.
It's very, very Anki.
Very Anki.
Yeah, so 14 versus 14.
Yep.
Okay. We're just going to take 1 each here. So you're taking, now it's 14. So you're taking, and he's got his claws out, so it's aggravated anyway, I believe. And I'm going to take the same.
And with lethal body be aggravated too, I think.
Correct.
from memory.
I'm double checking. I don't want to be wrong. You know what? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it just says lethal body uses a power capable of causing horrendous mortal. Yeah, so unarmed attacks now do aggravated damage to mortals, but it doesn't say anything about kindred. So,
and I'm actually rolling 2 dice short because of lethal weapon, feral weapons. I'm supposed to be adding +2 to that. So never mind. But I've already rolled my dice. I'm not doing it again. So yes. So this is now. Yeah. No cool shot penalty. Attacks deal 2 points of aggravated damage from bites. Yada yada yada. Yeah. So we'll take an aggravated each.
Yep. I'm happy with that.
Cool. And with that, you notice for this round as well, his body starts to dissipate even more. And one of his swings even goes through you. But as he comes back around with those claws, he grabs you like a bear hug around the back and just puts them into your spine area. Whereabouts are you knocking him?
Again, it'd be probably at this point, I'd probably go for like a throat shot. Palm strike to the throat just to...
Boom, up in the throat.
I mean, I know it's not going to take the wind out of him, but it's with lethal body, it's about ripping skin and flesh away from the bone, and
it definitely does damage. Pulls skin away here, moves his throat aside, even unhinges his jaw to a point which he sort of just clicks back into place. Two supernatural beings really having a battle. It's not the same as when you guys verse a human. It's very Transformer versus Transformer, Marvel hero versus Marvel hero scenario. Pip and Isaac. I would say if you're getting into that car, you would be in there at this point. And 2 vans, nondescript, greyish vans are pulled up right beside the car at this point. Doors open, and Jax, 3 of your people in one van, 3 of your people in another. There with Josiah hopping out, weapons in tow.
If I notice that, if I'm in a position to notice the vans pull up, even with what's going on, just even out of peripheral. Jax at this point would probably back off slightly.
Give me intelligence awareness. It's not going to be hard, but you are locked in battle with this guy. So you're just going to need 2 successes intelligence awareness just to notice that peripherally.
2 successes, exactly.
There you go.
1 on the blood die. Whew.
Sweet. Pip, is there anything you'd like to do at this point?
So Pip gets Isaac in the car, and he jumps in the driver's seat and he starts the car. Okay. And then he sort of leans out the window and he grabs the gun that Jax gave him from his bag. And he just sort of leans out the window and he sort of shouts as hard as he can. He goes, "The grey rain curtain of this world rolls back and all turns to silver glass, and then you'll see it, you ugly cannibal son of a bitch." And it just starts shooting up towards him and then just gun it.
Okay, as you say this, you finish your sentence, you take the shot. Isaac says, "Run him down. Just run the car at him. Jax will get out of the way." And so you're going to make a shot with your gun here, Pip. So this is going to be your firearms dexterity. You don't get anything. So you will make
2 dice.
It gets
for minimum, dexterity.
Yeah.
So and you'll need, those are hunger dice, are they?
Yes.
2 dice, 2 dice. So let's see how this goes for you.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck! I got a messy crit and a bestial fail.
Oh no!
Okay. So I'm going to take this. If you don't mind.
No, good for it.
You lean out the window. You ignition the car. Isaac says, "Gun it. Go for them." You ignition the car. You put into gear. What type of car was this, Jax?
It's the Mustang. It's auto.
Oh yeah,
it's fully auto.
So you 4 on the. Oh, it's fully auto.
Fully auto. Oh no, it'd be a manual. Sorry, no.
I was going to say 4 on the floor and a 5th.
6, man. 6 gears.
6. Oh, 6. Okay. Yeah. So you drop it into
high performance vehicle. What
you think is first, you slam it in. You put your foot on. You're revving the crap out of it, clutching. Worm, worm. You fire the shots. Boom, boom. I'm going to say one of those shots straight into because the beast is just like, "Fuck yeah, we got this, man." And concentration on the anger, beautiful speech. This is action hero stuff. And one round goes straight into the back of the shoulder, straight through out the other side, missing Jax very, very closely. As the beast quells within you, it warms up, it pulls up, and if you can feel the blood hitting your face, and you let that clutch out, and you backwards straight into the van behind you, knock two of Jax's people out of the way, into the van, heads on the dash.
Shit.
Isaac on the dash as well. Just a and it's only like 5 meters, but it's into the van, knocking his people over.
Shit.
As you hear a couple of the other guns, oh, okay, someone's firing guns off here. Jax is nice. I love that. I couldn't help it. That was what I felt was best for that. If you've got anything to add to that, Pip.
Sort of at the end, sort of like once he's back, he's like, "Oh fuck, that wasn't very good, was it?" And he's like looking at Isaac, hoping he's not dead. And he like looks back, and he's like,
"Oh." Jax, you see the shot come through the shoulder of Xander, who winces a little. Not the same as when the fire rounds go off, but you can see he is taking some damage, more than what you've seen him take before now with the few of you there. Okay. But once again, it doesn't seem fazed by it. Whatever his body's doing, though, is now making him much harder to hit. You can make your attacks, and he will make his as well.
Jackson will back off at this point.
Are you going to back off?
Yeah, it would take probably a decent step backwards. I see. So I'm assuming I've noticed, and like,
your people,
yes. People, yep. I would back off, and I'd just turn and signal both hands directly forwards to me. Basically, fire at will is the issue command issued, and I would draw my own pistols at that range and fire as well.
Okay, so you guys are going to give me, I'm going to get you to fire for all your people. So just give me 10 black dice, but just give me one on the red, and that one on the red will signify, actually, what's your hunger at, Jax?
2.
Okay, put your hunger in there as if it was normal, but this is going to signify 3 of your people are on the deck, so 2 of them are up ready to shoot. So this will be you and 2 others shooting. And I'm going to roll for Xander as well. He is on a penalty dice at the moment because of the shots he's taken.
Oh, that's a good one.
And, well, I've had my first bad luck of the night.
4,
1 success on 9 dice.
10, 13. That's a messy critical with a 15.
Okay, so this messy crit is going to be all you and your crew. You're backed with them now. You've got your incendiary rounds up. It's your messy crit. You give me the description, and I'll describe your team.
I'm going to pretty much mag dump him at point blank range. The team.
So you've just taken you're a meter back, are you?
Yeah, I've just taken a step back, drawn both pistols. I think I've got a total of 16 rounds left in the mags between the 2 of them, and it's just mag dump into his chest. Okay, and this is the rest of them, they'd be firing in his general direction. I mean, they would have automatic weapons, I would imagine. Mixture of calibers, MP5, so 9mm, probably a couple of AR-15 style rifles, so 7.62, and they would all be incendiary rounds, knowing who they're fighting against.
So
as much as it's going to creep me the fuck out, and I'm probably going to freak out with the fire, it's all worth it.
Zane, this is what you see. This is how this plays out through camera view, and you've got 3 decent camera shots here. Now you can see all your people, except for Pipstall, who's invisible. I know he would have yelled out. I suppose that would have given it away. So
yeah, as soon as Pip was bleeding profusely, it wouldn't happen anymore.
So you've seen that sort of go down, and then you can actually see Xander as this smoky haze, and it is the 3rd round, so he is good. Your rounds all are true, Jax.
Yeah.
Dead center home, all your people unload. It's like a war zone down there, Zane. You're seeing just these dudes empty out of vans. Pip's knocked them over. Jax is point blank. Boom, boom, boom. And they are dead center, Xander. He rolled terribly. However, it's the 3rd round since he activated the ability. He activated.
I kind of figured this is coming.
He takes a damage from the first shot, but the other 15 odd shots and everything coming from the war zone, Zane, that you see is just... And like I said, there's no volume. You're just seeing bright light, flame, flame, flame as Xander dissipates into a mist, a smoke, much like what you see behind my head here. And you can see he does take 1 or 2 of the shots, but then he's, when you just hear him as he dissipates into smoke and sort of swirls away.
As he does that, Jax will call out, "There's nowhere you can run or hide, motherfucker. Blood hunt. in Melbourne tonight.
And with that, we find ourselves out of combat, at least for the now, as the enemy has retreated.
And Jackson would probably drop to a knee because he's pretty hurt. He would at that point retrieve his cell phone and call Zane.
Okay. Call away, man.
Does Zane answer is the point.
Pip, I'll jump to you shortly too to catch up. Zane, do you answer your phone?
I answer the phone. You missed him.
Zane.
You missed him.
I didn't fucking miss.
He's not there.
Shut up. Listen.
You missed him.
You're on the cameras, yes?
Yes, you missed him.
Shut the fuck up and listen. We're in
okay.
public view, Zane. Cameras, footage needs to be scrubbed immediately. Get it done.
Can I say some juicy bits? I mean, some of those bits were nice.
Zane, I'll fucking kill you if you don't get this done.
Yeah, whatever.
Zane.
And hang up.
Jackson's not happy with Zane. Jax will actually crush his cell phone in that moment. Just crush it and throw it on the ground.
Jax goes through a lot of cell phones.
Actually, no, he won't throw it on the ground. He'll crush it and put it in his pocket. He doesn't want to leave any evidence. And then he'll stand and look around at the crew and again give them the single clean up. He will call out to Joe. Start tracking that cunt. We gotta find him. We gotta find him and give me another cell phone for fuck's sake.
One of the other guys who was knocked over on the ground runs over to you and hands you another cell phone, and Joe sort of gives this sort of circle signal in the air with his finger. A couple of the other guys jump in the undamaged van and they head off as quick as you say that. Pip, during this time, as these instructions are given, you and Isaac sitting in the vehicle's not badly damaged. It's just a little dinged, the same as the van, a little dinged. What are you up to inside here?
Oh, that must be why they tell you not to drive without shoes on. Mister, you don't look so good there. And I'll sort of like just poke him a little bit to make sure he's still with me. Hopefully not in the corrosive bits, but who knows?
He's still with you. You can see he's visibly annoyed at how that went. He's like, that could have gone way better.
It could have also gone a lot worse, I think. Yeah, definitely.
As Jackson staggers towards the car looking very, very hurt.
Just stick my head out as I see you. Did you bring my shoes?
Where the fuck are your shoes, Pip?
I think he hurled them at you.
Oh, they would... Shit.
Roll resolve investigation for me, Jackson, as you look for the shoes behind you.
I just turn around and I don't have good on this one. So roll investigation.
Resolve investigation.
Yeah, that's not good. Where's investigation? Oh, there. It's only 2 dice for me. I'm not very good at looking for stuff. That's 1 success.
Pip, you can roll the same if you like to see from where your position is.
What was it again?
Resolve investigation.
Oh, look.
Actually,
that's good.
Yeah, 1 success on 2 blood die because that's all I had.
You look back, Jax. You don't see no damn shoes.
So
3 and a bestial failure because apparently I like bestial failures tonight.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's okay because you didn't fail the roll. So bestial failure only counts if you actually fail what's required on the roll. So 3 successes is what you need. The shoes, however, have been taken. They are not laying on the ground where Jax was. Somewhere in that kerfuffle, our friend Mr. Pierce has taken those shoes.
He really likes shoes. What the fuck happened to my car?
Really...
Never mind. I'm too hurt to fucking care. And that place, Jax is leaning on the car, and what you would see is that there's lots of open bleeding wounds. He's not looking healthy at all. I need to eat something. Isaac, you okay?
I've been better.
Oh shit. I think we've all been fucking better.
We got him, though. He's hurt.
Don't think he's as hurt as you think he is, but he's definitely hurt-ish. My guys are tracking him now. I need to make a phone call, and I will place a call to the Prince or to Nathan, whoever. So I know the Prince doesn't carry a phone.
No, she does not.
So I'll make it to the Elysium. So knowing should get ring the Elysium.
So you'll get, you guys would have the contacts of anyone in Elysium, knowing that they generally use normal old school phones in the Elysiums themselves. And you'll get a desk clerk who will give you the right person. And after a few people or a few moments of waiting, Nathan does come to the phone. He goes, "Yes, Mr. Spencer."
Get the word out. Scourge is on the move. He's hurt. Last seen at I'll give him the address of the mall.
Yeah.
Heading northwest, randomly.
It's about right. You can hear him he makes a couple of noises sort of on the phone. You hear some clicking like he's doing something else in the background. He says, "Right. Well, the blood hunt is on, and how did you fare?"
As I said, he's hurt. So are we.
If he is hurt, he won't have much time to relax. He will be, I would imagine, in a bad place by tomorrow, which is great for us.
He has a lot of abilities. He
Oh, yes.
missed Shadow. I'm not sure what it was, but he
has my shoes too. I think maybe
he likes shoes apparently.
Okay. I mean, a good pair of shoes is good for everyone, right? It all depends on what suit you're wearing. Nonetheless, yes, he does have a lot of abilities. He is a Diablerist after all. Sometimes successful, sometimes not, but that's how they gain other abilities.
Indeed. But as you say, he's hurt. He's on the run. Everybody's looking for him. But hopefully we can get him tonight before he causes any more damage. Can you check on Zane and make sure he's scrubbing the camera footage from the mall?
Yes, Zane is very busy in Echo's office.
Check on him anyway. Make sure he gets it done. We don't need another breach of the masquerade.
I will do.
Thank you, Nathan.
No problem. And he hangs up. Zane, momentarily, as you're scrubbing or doing what I'll actually ask you what you're doing. Are you scrubbing?
Scrubbing the footage, yes, and also trying to track down the Scourge as it's hightailing it out of there.
Once he goes to smoke, the cameras don't catch much at all.
I'll be waiting for I'd say he'd have to come out of that form at some stage, so I'll be keeping an eye on a radius in that direction.
Good plan. Let me check his sheet. And you will give me a roll of, I'm going to say, give me a resolve technology this time. Resolve technology.
Three.
3. I shall make a roll too, now that I know how this works. You spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, cameras around the area, any footage, any satellite footage you can find, any locals with cell phones out, anything you can get your hands on. If he does reappear, which he must, you can't find him.
Cool. And the footage that I was scrubbing, I'd also be saving some of it of some of the awesome scenes that, I mean, come on, it's TV.
I will say too, Jax, just as I'm reading the end of Misform here, he still does take some damage from the firing missiles that come in.
Okay.
But it won't be as much as
huge,
you'd expect. But yeah.
Cool.
So
if it makes it easier for him to be tracked, that's all that I care about.
So Zane, Nathan comes in and says, Mr. Spencer called and wants to know how is the scrubbing going.
It's done.
Done. Might I ask?
I wasn't born yesterday. Was I? No, I wasn't born yesterday.
Might I ask, how did they fare? How did it look from your point of view?
Terrible. They lost.
Did someone die? Well, final death.
No, just really hurt bad.
Are they not making an attack maybe tomorrow night or the night after? An attack on the SI?
Possibly.
Does it not seem extremely wise to be damaged when going to attack the SI?
They'll be fine, I'm sure.
When you say they, are you not joining them, Master Zane?
No, I'll be here doing my thing. It's safe here.
Yes, behind the scenes, eh?
Yes. Unless of that one that doesn't like me decides he's going to be an arse and drag me along.
The one that doesn't like you. Who might that be?
There's, I think it's just Jax. Possibly, I don't know.
Interesting. One moment, and he walks over to the door, pushes it closed, and you hear an audible click. And he says, I gave you an instruction, Zane, and his voice changes completely. And in front of you, the shape of Nathan changes to the shape of Jeremy. And Jeremy says, I asked you to keep tabs on your team, and I was going to get a report, and I want that report now. How hurt are they?
Okay, just out of character here. So, do I have to tell him how hurt, or?
That's totally up to you. So,
okay.
One thing, first and foremost, give me same thing, a resolve awareness. So, not technology this time. Resolve awareness first.
Oh shit. Okay, so 2 successes. Well, success on a red, messy crit on a red, and a normal.
Success.
So I got 3.
When you see Nathan change to Tim Jeremy, he goes through a couple of face folds. It's not instantly Jeremy. It's Nathan. Then you see Prince Taylor's face, sort of just a hint, and then Jeremy. That's what the resolve check was for. That check was for. Your next check is to deceive him, if you wish to deceive him.
All right.
So you'll be rolling And probably this is going to be your choice, I guess. It's manipulation or composure.
Manipulation, definitely.
Versus persuasion or subterfuge, whichever you want to use there.
Hang on.
No, not versus with. So manipulation, persuasion, or manipulation, subterfuge. And I will roll against you.
It would have to be, where did I say it? Oh, what was it? Persuasion. Yep, definitely persuasion. So manipulation and persuasion. 2.
2. All right, I get to roll for him to see whether he believes you. So tell me, I want you to tell him. He's asked you what your team have done, how they're like. Give me your answer while I roll.
So what I saw was Jax got some awesome shots. So if he did get a little bit hurt, not much, just a little bit, shouldn't take too much to recover. As for Pip, I have no idea. Haven't seen him since he got into battle. He disappeared.
What about the blood sorcerer?
Oh, he's fine. Nothing wrong with him.
So just for context, I rolled absolutely 0. I don't know what's happened. I was going so good.
Oh, no.
I rolled absolutely 0 on my dice. So I got no successes whatsoever. No failures as far as critical fails or anything, but no successes. My dice are all totally blank.
Yeah, the blood source. Sorry, no, he's got a bite on his shoulder, from what I can tell, but nothing too bad, I believe.
How are you aiding me as such? I think you need to give me more. This relationship doesn't feel like you've given me some information, but let's take down these idiots.
Which idiots?
Well, the ones you're working with. They're not nice to you anyway.
Who do you work for?
Oh, I work for myself.
So you're against the current prince. You're against the previous prince. Do you want to be prince?
I could see myself in that role.
The fight you gave me, what was that?
Okay, a secret for a secret.
Okay, I'll try.
Give me your haven, the joint haven. Tell me where it is, and the people that are around it, and I will tell you the vitae I gave you.
It's here.
No, your secret haven, the one that no one knows about except the hounds. If you lie to me, I will kill you.
Top of my head, I can't remember. I can give you. No, I can't do that one. Give me a minute. And I'll use Cloak of Shadows.
Cloak of Shadows? Okay, so first, Cloak of Shadows, Zane. Character quick sheets. Oh, Zane. So the cost is free. Standing perfectly still or sitting perfectly still in your place. You blend into your surroundings as long as you have some kind of cover, make no sound, and don't move. Okay. I can give you that. Cloak of Shadows. He was staring right at you.
I know.
As you blankly disappear in the room, activating your ability, he lunges forward with it looks to be a combat knife for no better difference. My rolls haven't got much better, but you will have to give me, and because you're in Cloak of Shadows, he saw where you were, but you will have to give me a dexterity athletics. Because you're in Cloak of Shadows, you will be able to use your obfuscate dice. So whatever your Cloak of obfuscate is, 2 or 3 or 4, I think it's 3 for you. Yeah. So add 3 to your dice pool because he won't know which way you do move, but he has made a strike. And if you can score more than me, you will win. And I'll tell you what I got. 1, 2.
So Dex and that word.
Obfuscate.
Dex, athletics, and then your obfuscate. So you just add in obfuscate to your pool.
Well, athletics, I got nothing anyway, so.
Yep. So it's giving you a total of 5 for my total of 7. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I haven't rolled a blood dice. I should do that. So 7 successes. You need 4 is not enough. So you went into obfuscate, sitting in your seat, and even as he lunges forward and you duck out of the way, he just drives that knife. And I'm going to say it's deep into your left shoulder as he just drives it right to the hilt. And I feel like your Cloak of Shadows would just sort of blink out and blink back and you're back in view again. And he leans into your ear and he says, I don't like being messed around with. And I've been around long enough now to know who to trust and who not to trust, and I do not trust you. However, I know you can get the job done. And he sort of turns the knife. Now, you're going to take 2 superficial damage here, Zane. You have 3 aggravated still. What's your health track? 5. So 2 superficial is not going to kill you. I'm not going to put you into torpor. But he is driving it in. He got, you only got your 4 successes to his 7. He's driving it in and turn the knife around. And it's a fair whack of pain for you.
And I blurt out the address.
Okay. Now that's better. He takes the knife out. That is much, much better. I will get you a blood bag to help out with your hunger. Maybe you could use it to rest and heal up some of these wounds tomorrow.
Yep, absolutely.
Sound
Not a problem.
good? And remember, Zane, don't screw me over again. Right. Secondly, I am a man of my word. So, the blood I gave you was that of Prince Taylor.
But isn't he dead?
Isn't he?
He's not dead, is he?
He sort of motions to his face and says, there's a lot of cloak and mirrors in our world, Zane.
You're Prince Taylor.
Negative, I am not Prince Taylor. This is not a game of guess who. This is a game of you do what I ask you, and you don't meet final death. How does that sound?
That sounds awesome. What do you want me to do?
On the night that the group go and attack the SI, you're the cameraman. You're the man on the screens, right? You're the man at the desk.
I presume so, yes.
On that night, you're going to feed them misinformation. Let them die. But
why?
Because then that gets them out of my way.
What about the prince?
I can fix her.
Or princess? Princess? I don't know.
You see, if a prince takes possession of power, but the old prince is actually not dead, there is a way to reinstate the old prince. Of course, if the new prince suddenly happens to, become re-dead, meeting her final death, so to speak, then, of course, another prince can step in. Did you know your prince is Sabat?
No.
Well, maybe I'm giving you more information tonight than you're giving me. She is not only Sabat, but she is working to put the Sabat in a seat of power here. She is not Camarilla. She pretends, she hangs out. But in my guise of your friend Nathan, everyone gives me what I need. And I know who and what and how she is doing things. And don't get me wrong, she doesn't confide in Nathan at all, but it allows me to see a lot.
So I'm working for you now. Okay, cool.
No, I don't think you're working for me. You're working to stay undead.
Yeah, that too.
I will be back to visit you, and you will not know who I am. You will not know if I am the waiter in the room or the waitress in the room, whether I am Nathan one day, because he's still downstairs somewhere. I could be him one day, I could be Echo the next. So you will have to be very careful what you say and do, Zane.
Gotcha. And I'll go back cautiously typing, and
he drops a blood bag right on the desk in front of you, takes it from his jacket. That he's still in the suit of the Nathan-esque style suit, and his face reforms to be of Nathan. He unclicks the door and strolls on out casually, closing the door behind him.
Cool. And I'll be listening intently to see if I can hear him actually leave.
Yeah. No roll needed with supernatural hearing. You do hear him go away from the door.
And
footsteps.
With that, I select multiple contacts on my phone and say, it was Nathan? No, not Nathan. Whatever his name was.
Jeremy.
Jeremy was here.
Tim
Guys,
Jeremy.
guys of Nathan. We're in trouble.
You text that to all the crew, basically?
Yeah.
Right, we're going to switch back to the other guys. So, before you get this text, team, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but bearing in mind, Pip and Jax have no idea this has transpired, so we'll try our best not to meta. Tough, I know, but too good of a story to hide. So back to where you guys are. Getting into the car, heading to where?
Jax will get into the passenger seat and say to Pip, I need to eat. We need to get back to Elysium.
Isaac also sort of states, yes, drop me, and he gives you an address to where he wants to be dropped off, somewhere where you guys know that he has other Tremere, other blood sorcerers that he can get aid from, and where he possibly, maybe not stays, but just so he can, you guys don't know where he lives, and he wants to keep that to himself. So he gives you an address to drop him off. I
would also turn to Isaac at that point and say, literally give him my hand and say, take what you need, as my hand is covered in the Scourge's blood.
Ah, yes, absolutely.
And just even with that, just rag and give it to him and say, track this son of a bitch. Just make sure we know where he is.
Using as much as he can, he uses a silk cloth, and he takes what he can and puts it into a small, silver, it's almost like a smoke tin that he keeps in his jacket with a screw top lid, and he puts the blood-soaked rag in there, or vitae-soaked rag in there, puts it into his pocket and nods and says, good thinking.
Right, Pip. Don't crash my car again. Yeah.
This one's forward, right? This one here?
Yeah.
Like here?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll
just don't go above 4th around town, dude. Take it easy. I know there's a lot of gears here, just up to 4. Fine.
And Pip will try his best to drive this strange car.
Probably grinding all the way, and Jax will be wincing every time he does it.
All right, Pip. Give me that same roll we did earlier. The dexterity and drive, I think it was.
Would
Right.
we allow an extra black die with Jax sort of instructing him to?
Yeah, I
I'd
would
be sort of
say
aiding him.
taking it carefully, getting some aid, give that extra black die. Let's be. We've had a rough night.
I did get 2 successes on the 2 blood dice I have.
2 successes is all you need.
Still 2 successes.
Nicely done. So yeah, with a bit of coaching, and it's quite a nice car. It's reasonably easy to drive. A little heavy in the steering, but mostly you've got it under control. Surely those dings will buff out. And you guys drive. You drop Isaac to the place he requests, and he leaves you be as you head to. And where are you going to head to, Jax? After that,
At least I'd get him to take me to the park, like one of the parks that I hunt at first, and I'd just tell him, look, just wait here. I won't be long. But
right.
Actually, before I do that, once we drop Isaac off, it'd be like, are you okay? He got you too, didn't he? And so just looking over him, see how much damage has been done.
Oh, I've got these really big back holes, and he's sort of like, I'm gonna have to buy a new shirt and a new vest. And
Jackson just sort of looks down at himself, like he's covered, and like his t-shirt is just shredded, his leather jacket is in tatters, he's covered in blood. Yeah, I think I need a new jacket. It's my favorite jacket. So fucking pissed.
Yeah, new spleen and
new spleen.
Is that a kidney I see? Okay.
Yeah. Oh shit. And poke it back in.
Just
I've had worse, but my fuck, he's tough.
probably should have waited for some others. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we did enough damage to make it easier for them to track him. Hopefully. Let's say blood hunt. The whole city's looking for him. So hopefully made it easier. It was worth it. Loved every minute of it. Ow. It still kind of hurts though.
So Jax, as you guys pull up to one of the parks you frequent to feed, so you guys know you can do, and you've done this before, you can do rouse checks to heal. Feeding will obviously curb that hunger. So you can only heal superficial damage on this night because previously in the night you guys have healed aggravated already. So
I'm all
you can
aggravated, so I can't heal.
Yeah, you are all aggravated, unfortunately, so you won't be able to do any. But Pip, you have a single superficial damage. If you wanted to rouse the blood, you could try and heal.
Yeah, Pip would try and do that.
Cool. So just give me a single hunger die check. Oh, however many hunger you are, two.
Fail.
Okay, so rousing the blood causes you to be hungrier. You've had a rough night. You're not badly damaged by any means when you compare yourself to what happened to Isaac and what happened to Jax, but the beast rises up inside you and just it nags at you. Why did you just sit down and quiver like a wimp as that thing was coming at you? Walked away. You didn't even try. You could have had some of that Kindred Vitae for yourself. It would have tasted good. Your wound heals, but you get one step hungrier.
Would Jackson recognize him struggling?
I would say you all recognize each other's battles with hunger. You all know the beast, and everyone's a little different, but yeah. I would say for sure.
I'd say more the fact that he's younger, like he's a young kindred, just experience with Jax, like dealing with the beast.
Yeah, absolutely.
You all right, Pip? You good? I mean, you can come with me. I mean, I'm sure we can find someone napping.
Yeah, I could use a bite.
I mean,
or two.
Anyone we see is going to, like, freak out because I look like shit. And that's good for me. But we'll see if we can find someone. It shouldn't take long.
Yeah.
Jax does do up his jacket somewhat to sort of kind of hide the open wounds, because he's pretty fucked up. But he's going to leave himself fairly covered in blood, so that he's going to use that to his advantage to feed.
All right, so you go out into the park to find a person to put down or to feed on.
Yeah, we'll probably find someone for Pip first, someone who, like a hobo or someone that's sleeping, or someone that might have just fallen asleep at a park bench or something.
You're going for a bit of a quieter night.
Yeah, it's not ideal for Pip. Not ideal for Pip with obviously a hobo, but might be drunk or something. But at least it would help him somewhat.
Okay, so it's about this time, right before you get out of the car, that the text from Zane comes through.
I won't get it because Zane won't have my new number.
I got
a whole new phone.
So Pip, Pip, as Jax gets out of the car, you through saying Tim, Jeremy, Zane, go ahead.
I'll also text saying that the hideout's known as well, and with that, I'll close everything down, and I'm out of there. I'm going back to my hideout and not coming out.
Awesome. I'll jump back to you. You'll be our last point of the night, so give me a few more minutes, Zane, and I'll get back to you. So you get that text, Pip, as Jackson's exited the car already.
So what was the exact message?
So that basically said, Tim, Jeremy. Oh, Zane, you go for gold, mate.
Tim Jeremy has infiltrated Elysium, or whatever you want to call the place. Yep. And can disguise himself as anybody. He knows the location of our hideout. And we'll talk more on that later.
Okay, cool.
And that's the end of the conversation. I'll dump my phone and, well, destroy that phone and, yeah, carry on.
So, Pip, you receive that. Jax, I know you're avidly taking notes, but as you probably won't get this until you get back to the car. Right. So you head out. Now, finding someone asleep on the bench at this time of the night in the middle of Melbourne in these usual grounds, there's hobos, there's homeless people. Sometimes it's just a drunk person. And unfortunately on this night, that's what you find is a drunk, hungover, sleeping person with a few bottles around them, just the generic beers around. And I'm going to say, because, it's Australia, it's got to be like that. And hang on, copyright, let's think about this. There's a bottle with some X's on it. And when I say one, maybe two, maybe three, maybe four, maybe five bottles lying around this feet of this. And then as you look sort of into the bushes, there's about 6 more, 8 more, and a big pile of chunky spew that pizza or something this guy had eaten before is what it smells like to your kindred nose. But he's out to it on the bench, fast asleep.
Doesn't smell good.
Oh, did you go with him, Pip? Out with him?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so then you do know the info
for
from the...
Yeah, we went searching for one for Pip first.
Sorry, I misunderstood. So, so you both would know the text then. That's fine.
I would have told, yeah.
Yeah.
Zane's got issues.
When does Zane not have issues? But, yeah, that's a problem. We can't deal with that now. Anyway, you need to eat. He's not ideal. I know he's going to stink. He's probably going to taste funny. You might feel a little bit... Did you drink, before?
Not really.
You're going to feel real weird after this. Just be prepared. You're going to feel like you're a little bit drunk.
And I sort of look around and just find a bit of him that isn't as dirty as the rest.
No, that's not too bad. He doesn't look like he's a dirty hobo. He looks more like he's a mid-20s, been out on the booze. He was quite dressed tidily before he sort of got into this state. So other than being a little bit hammered, he's pretty cleanly cut. And obviously the spew.
Nice.
And no, I'm not going to make you roll any crazy rolls. He's out. So feeding on him is no problem. But I'm just going to get you to give me a willpower roll, same as what you did earlier. So how many willpowers you've got as a totality for your track. Just roll that just to make sure you're happy to stop. Now, are you going to feed on him for 1 point of hunger to go or 2?
Probably 2 in the state I'm in.
Cool. So it's not too bad. Just make that willpower roll, and you need 2.
I got 3.
Hey. So if you'd have failed and got less than 2, you may have stayed longer than you should and put him down. But at this point, you've managed to keep it happy. You find a nice, clean spot, open area, and I would say probably waist area where his shirt's pulled up or something. There's a bit of flesh there, obvious. Dig your teeth in and just drink back that warm, fresh blood of the human. It's nice to begin with, but it does make you feel like after you drink down sort of enough to one hunger, sort of, curb that hunger a little bit, and you think, man, this is actually really good. And then as you sort of drink a little more, just to take some more of that hunger away, as you get the old dizzies, like you've had sort of 4 or 5, nothing too major. And then you manage to unsink your teeth, clean the wound, and step back, as Echo, I think, showed you.
Yeah. And then I'll slip a book under his arm.
And what, pray tell, does this book, is it called?
Jax will actually ask this time. Jax is curious as hell. Like, he's seen this happen a few times.
So this book is Trap Face, Success Through Failure by Ali Chandris.
Oh, Jesus.
Awesome. Well done.
So what do you say to him, Jax?
Pip, trying to be, I was trying not to wake this dude up. He's pretty hammered, but I noticed you leave like a book. What's that all about, man? I mean, so looking at the titles, it's a pretty obscure book. I mean, I don't think I've read that one, but
it's pretty informative, really. It's sometimes you have to like fail a lot over and over again, and like eventually that leads to some kind of success, I think. But it's a transaction. Like I borrow some blood, and then I get a book. It's like a library transaction.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, does it make you feel good to do that?
Yeah, I feel less monstrous, maybe. It's still kind of right?
Yeah, I mean, it's good, Pip. That's a way for you to hold on to what's human. Don't lose that.
Yeah.
It's hard, but yeah, don't lose that. Some of us are less than.
We should get someone for you, or maybe 2 with the.
One will probably do.
I don't think that jacket's going to hold all that in.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Are you okay to head back to the car? I won't take long. Yeah. I don't know. A, I'm not sure you'll be able to keep up with me. And B, the way I do things is less humane, shall we say.
Yeah, in the passenger seat this time, I think.
Yeah, I should be good to drive when I get back. So I'll see you shortly. And Jax will sort of stalk into the shadows and into the park looking for a suitable candidate.
No worries. Once again, easy enough to find as usual hunting grounds. We'll make a quick 2 successions of rolls for you. Just give me you only need a single success on this. Okay. So just an intelligence investigation, which is not your cup of tea, but...
It's definitely not my cup of tea, but it'll still... Unless I terribly fail, which is
just depends on how perfect the candidate is.
1 success.
1 success.
Yeah.
So 1 success is all you need to find someone. 2 successes would have been better to find exactly what you're after. 2 people is what you get close by. The late night walkers, the headphones on, as per usual, they're not really taking a good look around. They stop by the public toilets. One of them goes into the toilets. So there is a secondary person there, but they're just out of way enough that you might be able to take the first one down. As you get closer, notice as one of them enters, it's two females running together at night. Seems, safe. Could possibly shift workers, the way they have bags under their eyes. You can probably smell what seems to be almost like they probably work maybe in the docklands. They have a very, almost saltwater smell is where I was going with that, you filthy buggers.
I couldn't help it.
I saw you laugh and I was like, oh, here we go. Like a saltwater smell. They shower, man. They're going for a run. But because of your kindred, the way you guys have better senses, you just pick up on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've just separated long enough. If you need to get something, now is the time.
So there's one inside, one outside.
Correct. So you're going to...
I would probably grab the one that's outside. I would essentially just start walking with intent towards her and put myself in a position she would notice me.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment she notices me, I would blink right to her and hand across the mouth so she can't scream.
Sweet. Is Blink a rouse check or is it free?
This one is a rouse check.
Sweet. Give me that rouse check.
It's a success.
Very well. It's good. So, like you say, as she notices you, so you walk into a space where she sees you. She's not got her earbuds in, they're hanging down at this point. She was talking to her friend. She's sort of doing stretches against the wall. You move into a position where she sees you. She actually gives you a smile and says, "Evening," knowing fair well that it's not evening. It's very early in the morning.
At that point, she would notice I'm covered in blood.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not looking healthy at all. And I just give her that look. No need for daunt. It's just a straight up look of intent.
Cool. And as that, she sort of says evening and realizes what's going on. You blink into her. Give me that. Now, your choice of role here, once again, I know something that works for you, but dexterity and brawl or athletics, your
dexterity
or melee even.
Brawl, it's either the same. Dexterity, brawl, melee's the same. And this time, celerity as well.
She will
blink
as a humanoid she doesn't need a blood dice. And
1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it's 7, 8.
I roll good for her too, but nowhere near that because they only have 2 dice. So I've had a real cracking night, other than the two times I rolled
8 with a
rubbish.
crit, but both blood die blank.
Okay, sweet. So, easy enough. You'll have to describe this for us. How do you take her down, but you want to do this quietly. So
so it's blink towards her, hand over the mouth, force her head to one side and just pretty much right there, because I'm hungry, I'm hurt, basically sink fangs into her neck and drink what I need to reduce myself down to 1 hunger, which is all I can do anyway.
Yes, and Pipsa, you're at 1 hunger as well. Jax, I would just say one more thing as you take her down. It was a good roll, but just give me a dexterity stealth as well, because her friend is only momentary, in the little ladies' room.
No worries. That's virtually the same dice pool. 4 successes.
Yeah, so you managed to clasp your hand over her mouth, pull her arms behind her back, sink your teeth in, sort of hold. Are you holding her against the side of the building, did you say?
Concrete building?
Yeah,
probably.
So you've sort of just all your force of might, too much strength for anyone, let alone, she's seems to be quite a strong fit woman, but you just bam against the wall, take that feed, reduce. Give me a willpower roll, please. Lots of rolling.
2 successes.
2 successes. And reduce your hunger enough that you both have kept the beast at bay for the night, and you are, as you say, down to 1 hunger now as well. Zane, your blood bag would take you down 1 hunger, also leaving you at 1. So all of you down to...
I will close the wound. Would she pass out, you would say, at this point?
Over two. No, yeah, I'd say she'd be pretty close to it. It depends on if you were trying to do that. I would feel that would be up to you.
Yeah, I would definitely be wanting her to pass out at this point. So she, again, when she did awaken, the whole thing would be kind of hazy. She wouldn't really recognize my face too much.
Cool. Yeah, covered in the gross stuff you are.
Pretty bloody.
don't know if she's going to remember, but well, that'll be a dice roll to wait and see, I suppose. And so do you leave her in a position, or you just leave her lying on the ground, unconscious?
I prop her up against the side of the thing, and actually, probably what I'd do is I'd knock her head against the concrete siding to open a wound on her head, to almost give the impression she may have passed out and had her head on the siding of the concrete. So when a friend finds her, she might try to explain that she might have been attacked, but then she goes, "Well, it looks like you just fell and hit your head." So create a little bit of confusion.
Alrighty then. And your stealth was good. Nothing was heard. And at this point, she's in the position you leave her, cracked, sort of just split open on the head, laid on the ground, and you get out of there. I take it, blink away.
I do.
Sweet. I was rolling dice. You probably heard me behind the scenes just to see if this other chick was coming out of the toilet or not. She did not come out during that space and time. And for all you know, that's all happened, and you don't know what's happened afterwards.
No problem. And I'll head back to the car and catch up with Pip. So what time of night are we looking?
So the fight and that transpired around midnight. There's been a bit of talk and stuff afterwards, and then travel dropping Isaac off, now moving to the park. I feel like we're getting pretty close to time for the vampires to head to sleep. Okay. It's going to be sort of 5 a.m.-ish, 4 a.m.-ish, somewhere around there, but it's an hour or so till sun up, let's say.
So I'll say to Pip, where do you want to go, Pip? You want to go home? You're home. You can come to my haven. It's relatively close. Good library. Needs organising.
Yeah, maybe that would
it's getting
be
pretty
for
close
the
to
best.
sun up. I mean, I've got enough room. You wouldn't be imposing or anything.
Yeah, and I also thought maybe if Mr. Pierce has my shoes.
Yeah. I think I might have some shoes that might fit you. Might be a little big, but I think they'll suit your taste.
Yeah, but that almost might mean he knows where I am.
Yeah, true. Shit. Yeah, I think I'm taking you to my haven, and I have several, so I'll take you to one that's sort of less known.
Okay.
All right, so I'll leave you guys. Sorry, unless there's anything you need to transpire.
No, it's going to take him to my haven, and we'll crash there.
Cool. So I'll leave you guys there. Zane, you packed up your gear. You headed out of the Elysium building. On your way down the stairs, you see Nathan. He's at the bar talking to someone else. He gives you a wave. You off, Mr. Rivera?
Yeah. I just remembered I've got to do something somewhere. I'll be back later.
Okay, you want us to let Echo know?
No. It's all good. I'll make contact later.
How did you fare up there? All right after I gave you those computers?
Yeah. All good.
Good. I'm pretty sure Echo wanted you to stay here, but do you want me to leave a message of where you've been or where you're going?
No, it's all good. I know what I'm doing.
You want a driver?
No, it's all good.
All right, I'm convinced. See you later, you weird wee thing.
And with that, I go out, make sure I'm not being followed, and I go Cloak of Shadows, moving to my Fort Knox.
Sweet. So to check that you're not being followed, give me an intelligence awareness roll, please.
That, awareness is that, and that. Five successes.
All right. That's good successes. You do feel like you're being followed to begin with. As you come out of the building, you feel eyes on you. Some of the regular guards of the Gangster's Paradise, the New Elysium, they tend to keep a good eye on you. And are you just walking down the street, or do you have a vehicle here?
No, just walking.
So as you walk down the street, you do notice power pole to power pole here and there before you try to activate your ability. That there are a couple of figures following, one on each side of the road. it's easy enough for you to get into a position where you can activate your ability, but is there anything you want to do now that you've noticed these figures?
No, I want to get out of there.
All right.
I'm petrified right now, so...
Your cell phone rings right before you do anything with an ability, which is probably a good thing because it would have deactivated it ringing or buzzing in your pocket. You may have had it on silent. Either way, it goes off as a ringtone or a ringing buzz. Do you pick it up?
Nope, I throw it.
You throw it?
Yep.
All right, you throw it. Just throw it out into the street in the middle of the road.
No, just well, I'm assuming there's houses and all that. I piff it as far as I can.
All right. Okay. Sweet. I'm with you. Okay. Yeah. No roll needed. You guys are. Anyone could throw something, and you guys are vampires. You can probably throw it a bit further. Probably damage it as well, depending on what it hits. But as far as you're aware, you threw it. Okay. You activate your ability to cloak, and you head to your haven. I'm going to roll some dice. I'm also going to look up a character right now. To bear with me. There we go. Righto. So you can give me a dexterity athletics, but because you have your cloak active, you can add your whatever that obfuscate, add your obfuscate dice pool to it. So I think that's an extra 3 on top of whatever you're rolling there. Shit, I dropped dice.
So I got a crit on a red and a success.
1 success and a crit success on the red?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 successes. That's lucky for you. I do have more successes, but your obfuscate helped you out. You're going to take another superficial damage. So if you have no more, so I know you've got damage track. So one of your superficials now becomes a aggravated. So you're, if my count, if I'm correct, 4 aggravated and 1 superficial.
Okay, so
if I'm correct.
No, I've still got superficial is the normal one, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I still have 3 of those.
3 of those. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got a 5 is your total life track, is it? Yeah. So if you have more superficials than life track, then they start becoming crosses, so they become aggravateds. So just so you're aware, I believe you're not in torpor yet, but I believe you're getting close, because what happens right now is you've taken this 1 superficial as you hear the crack of a high-powered rifle in the distance, and bam, the back of your leg, thankfully, with your obfuscate. They probably didn't get where they were aiming. Behind the knee, you feel whatever the bullet is pierce through, come straight out the other side. Taking that damage, you're heading to your haven invisibly. I'll just check your obfuscate. Standing perfectly still, usably. So, you're using unseen passage, were you?
Yep.
You would have to make a rouse check for that too.
Okay. So that's
single blood die.
Success.
Nice. Okay. You know that the only way you can be seen like this is if someone is using another ability to see you, which in this case, and I think you have this ability too, functionally while you're hidden, can't normally be seen. But if someone is using, and I can't see the power here.
Eyes of the Beast.
Sense the Unseen.
Sense the Unseen, or Eyes of the Beast, maybe. I don't know about Eyes of the Beast, but this is Sense the Unseen. You would know that they can track you in that motion if they're looking for it. So with this being shot in the leg, maybe they could see you, or maybe they saw you just before. Who knows? But you, as far as you're aware, you're covered now, and you managed to move away without any more shots going off. Looking back, you no longer see the figures tailing you. And with that, I think it's a good time to call this the end of tonight's episode, because it's just about sun up and we'll be entering a new night next game.
Definitely. Well done, team. Chat, that's it for another Vampire the Masquerade. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate it very, very much. Your time is valuable, and it's awesome that you've chosen that time to spend it with us while we tell our story. We're going to do our usual here. We're going to go around our players and get some moments from this evening. Chat, if you have a moment that stands out for you, at Evldoa in the chat, or just put it in the chat and we will read it out. So have a bit of a think about while we're having a talk. And if there's any moment from tonight stood out for you, please let us know.
Cool, man. So it was a fun episode. I was rolling some really good dice. I usually have poop dice. I did have poop dice still, so it happens back and forth a little bit, but sometimes in those clincher moments it's nice. Mind you, I never had a dice pool that big before either. So first off the bat, let's go, Pip. What's your favourite moment tonight?
I really liked the whole battle. It was good, but I guess Zane's conversation with, and he's like, "Can I lie to him?" And you're like, "Pretty much, you can try." Like, and just sort of like, getting the knife in and then twisting. He's like, "All right, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what it is."
Look, and he believed. I rolled low. That was where I rolled low, and he believed the initial set of bullshit that he was talked, which wasn't too bad. But it was more the fact that he wanted some truth after that. But I think Trashy did well with that. Awesome. Speaking of Trashy, we'll move to you next.
Yeah, I'd have to say the battle was awesome. I just wish I had some popcorn. But no, I was in Elysium, said no popcorn.
There might have been popcorn, but you probably wouldn't have been able to eat it. I mean, you are a kindred. Yeah. You don't really eat. Might have to make yourself some blood popcorn, blood clots or something.
Yeah, that might work. But yeah, no, the battle and still Pip and those books.
Yeah,
that book was great.
Yeah, Jax.
I mean, obviously the battle. I mean, not going 100% our way, but probably enough of our way that we may or may not see the end of the Scourge in the next couple of nights. Hopefully, maybe, never know. Obviously, all the kindred in Melbourne will be now looking for him, with any luck. Nathan's comment: not wise to get oneself injured before going after the SI. It's probably a good advice, or Tim Jeremy. At that point, we didn't know what that was, but apart from that, yes, Pip and his books, gotta love that. The books, and the reason for it too, I thought was really cool. That holding on to humanity, the transaction of borrowing and like like trade deal almost.
Yeah, I thought that was good too. Holding on to humanity, that's a good play. Have you lost any humanity throughout this game, Pip?
No.
It's good.
I think a couple of us have gotten a couple of stains. I think we've lost humanity, but we've definitely got a stain.
I think
Jax has a stain.
Echo has a stain.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
I know Jax has got a stain on his humanity.
Look, so my top of the list was Zane's lies to Jeremy. I thought they were the best.
Yeah, that was cool.
He sort of, just the way that once you realise who this was, and then you're like, okay, what do I do? Okay, and then you gave him like kind of snippets of the truth, which was cool, and still came across as real zany. So I thought, and like I say, I rolled a poor dice pool, so he believed the whole first part of it, but just thought it was really well done. Jax point blank firing with those guns is awesome. Just mag dump, absolutely. And everyone's making their willpower rolls in front of the fire, so it's not too bad. Thankfully, because fire is definitely not a kindred love.
Oh, hell no.
But Pip taking his shoes off. I was like, as soon as you said, "Hey, I'm gonna sit down and take my shoes off," I'm like, "Fuck it, Xander is stealing those shoes." Yeah, just I don't know. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, absolutely great. Loved it. Well done, guys. It was an enjoyable night. It's a few players down, so it was a little tricky. I don't like playing other characters, but we really needed to have a bit from each of them. So hence, if anyone's wondering why Isaac didn't do a hell of a lot, I didn't want to put too much into it because I would have had to learn everything on the sheet and all that. So unfortunately, we've had to pull him out of the way there.
I think you did well with that too. Players leaving a campaign does happen from time to time, and we've got to deal with it the best way we can. And I think we handled it extremely well from a player perspective.
Mina says the crash was.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
Yep, back in the car. Oh yeah, good call. Grim, I loved it. Good rolls.
I mean, Jackson's a little upset about his car, but I think he'll get over it. But yeah, again, it is what it is. So yeah, and on that note as well, Wednesday's Dark Star session is postponed due to, again, IRL stuff. I think Roasted Chicken's got an acting thing that he's got to do, so we're going to be postponing Wednesday. So those that are playing in that, which is myself, Grim, I think Trash is in that one as well, Yanti and Sadiq as well. I think Cam's going to let them know. So we'll sort of deal with that map making instead. We'll carry on with the Castle Ravenloft. We've pretty much completed one section of the castle, about 90 to go. It's a big build, but we're getting there. It's working out pretty good. So we're into that starting again tomorrow night. So that'll be right through till Thursday. Obviously no stream Friday. Possibly a bonus gaming stream on Saturday, depending on what's happening. And then back here again for VTM on Sunday.
Cool.
Awesome.
I'll exit now because I early start. I'll see you guys later.
Catch us later. And we're gonna raid Zeit Poltergeist. They're doing some Vampire the Masquerade tonight as well, so we're gonna raid those guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Really do appreciate it. As I said, your time is your most valuable asset, and you choose to spend it here with us, which is extremely awesome, and we appreciate it very, very much. Good to see a lot of the regulars in the chat, and a few new names in the list as well. So don't forget, we're back here tomorrow night for some map stuff. And yeah, have a good Sunday evening, everybody. Get the raid up. We'll say goodbye.